I'm Adam, and this is a video about the 2018 Lincoln Continental. Today's video is brought to you by this 2018 Lincoln Continental Reserve front-wheel drive. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you why Cadillac, Audi, BMW, and Volvo customers need to stop sleeping on Lincoln. We're going to start up here in the front with the grille. This grille is really pretty. It's big, bold statement. It brings a lot of opulence to the front of the vehicle. This design is actually called Lincoln Star Mesh Grille. As you can see, each one of these holes is shaped like this Lincoln signature star here, which is in the dead middle of the grille. I really like this. It brings a lot of attention to the front styling of this beautiful car. All right, we're going to move in a little closer now. I want you guys to notice something special about this star here in the front. If you look underneath the star, right where I'm pointing, you will see a little black dot. That's actually the front camera on this vehicle. This Continental features a full array of cameras all the way around the vehicle for a top-down 360 view. Many luxury brands are turning out sedans with powerful engines. That way you get the combination of luxury and performance. Well, this Continental is no exception to that rule. The Continental base engine is a 3.7-liter V6, putting out 305 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque. This Continental happens to have the midline engine, which is a 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6, putting out 335 horsepower and 380 foot-pounds of torque. And then the largest engine for this vehicle is a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6, putting out 400 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque. In addition, that's also available in an all-wheel drive. This Continental is bringing the heat. The last thing we're going to talk about here in the front of the Continental are these gorgeous, fully LED adaptive headlights. Now, one of the very cool things about these headlights is not only are they made up of 5 gems in the shape of the Lincoln Star, but the fully adaptive part is pretty cool. When you're driving this car between 1 and 35 miles an hour, there are actually reflectors built into these first 3 gems, which are your low beams. These inside 2 are your high beams, but these outside 3 gems actually have reflectors built into them. So when you're driving between 1 and 35 miles an hour, those reflectors will actually widen your beam pattern. That way you can see if there are any pedestrians or animals on the side of the road. When you start going faster than 35, those reflectors will actually concentrate the beam to shine out further in front of you for safer high-speed driving. One of the other cool features that comes with the adaptivity of these LED beams is those same 3 reflectors in your low beams actually will change the direction of the beam based on which way your steering wheel is pointed. So when you're driving on a road at night and there's a large bend in the road, as you turn your wheel to take that bend, those 3 reflectors will change your beam pattern to help shine around the bend, giving you further view ahead. This Continental has keyless entry, but you run the risk of not being able to get into the car if your key fob dies. Thankfully, the Continental has integrated their hidden keyhole beautifully into the side badging that says Continental here. Right at the end is a tiny little silver square. All you have to do is take your key blade out of your fob, stick it in that square and turn it, and then your door will pop right open, even if your key fob's dead. One of the most beautiful design aspects of this Continental is the fact that Lincoln's been able to integrate the door handle straight into this chrome beltline. It doesn't break up the architecture of the door with the handle. Instead, it's built straight in here. All you have to do is reach in and pull the little trigger inside. The door handles aren't the only cool thing about this Continental. Lincoln has also designed these doors to be e-latch, meaning that they're soft close. You never have to worry about slamming your door again. Just get it close, and it'll do the rest. One of the other great perks of driving the Continental is the fact that Lincoln has been able to integrate a foot-activated power trunk lid. All you need is the key fob in your pocket or purse and a foot to kick under the trunk. That way, next time you have your hands full of groceries or large Christmas packages, all you need to do to get them into the trunk is swipe your foot under the bumper. It opens right up, and then once you're done, easy as pie. One of the final awesome features on this Continental is the fact that it has remote open and close windows. So on a hot summer day, if you want to let all the heat out of your car and you don't remote start it, all you have to do is double click and hold the unlock button. And the windows roll down like magic. Once you're done letting all the heat out of your car and you want to close it up again, or say that you left your windows down somewhere and you see rain coming, All you have to do is the same process with the lock button. Double click and hold. Like magic. Now that we're inside the Continental, the first thing that you'll notice are these gorgeous, perfect position, 30-way power seats. One of the things that you'll notice when you look at the seats is the fact that their controls are actually here on the side of the door instead of on the side of the seat. This does a couple things. First, it lets you actually see the controls that you're reaching for, rather than having to fumble around for them. In addition, they have also added 3 presets here so we can get the perfect position without having to manually adjust every time. In addition to the seat control buttons on the door here, we also have massaging function in these seats. All you have to do is press this button right here, and you'll feel the massaging come on in both the back and the bottom cushion. Next, we're going to move to the back seat, where I'm going to point out some features that truly propel this Continental above many other luxury vehicles. Now that we're in the back seat of the Continental, we're going to take a look at some of the controls back here that truly put you in the lap of luxury. Looking down, you'll see that we have a full array, starting with an LCD screen, a couple knobs, and plenty of buttons back here. The screen up at the top shows you what radio station you're on, and the dial right below that lets you control the volume. Then, if you move down here to the left, we have a knob that controls the fan speed for the rear passengers. On the right is a nice digital knob that you can turn, letting you determine what temperature of air you want coming out. Also, we have heated and cooled seats on both sides. Then these buttons in the middle here regulate where the air is coming out, and if you put it on automatic temperature control. Now moving on to the bottom 3 buttons, the left one and middle one control the direction of the power sunshade on the sunroof, and then the right button on the passenger side controls the rear sunshade and the rear window. In addition, one of the most amazing features in the backseat of this Continental is the fact that both of these back seats recline. All you have to do is hit a button on your door panel here. Ah, that's so much better. Now that you've reclined and you're really in the mood to take a nap, the last step is pulling your headrest up to the comfortable position. All you do, pull it on each side until it clicks, and it makes a perfect cradle for your head to rest in. In addition, just like the front seats, these 2 back seats are massaging as well. Another incredible feature with the back here is that on the passenger side, we actually have controls to move the front seat. That way, if you want to stretch out and extend some legroom, all you have to do is touch the side of your door here and move the seat up. Another gorgeous interior feature on the Continental are these precision milled aluminum speaker covers. These grills are gorgeous and give a lot of attention to detail to the inside of the car. That beautiful E-latch design that we saw on the outside of the Continental carries over here to the interior as well. You won't have to fumble for a handle or lever when you're ready to get out of the Continental. Instead, all you have to do is press this nice chrome trim button, and the door will automatically pop open for you. Now, you might be thinking, what happens if the battery dies? I won't be able to get into the vehicle. Thankfully, Lincoln's already taken care of this, and they've provided us with a manual emergency release on the inside as well. Beyond that manual release, Lincoln has taken some serious consideration to this E-latch system. Each of the 4 doors has what's called a supercapacitor, meaning each of the 4 doors is able to store energy specifically for the latching system. That way, if the battery for the vehicle dies, you'll still have energy on reserve to get those doors open and closed. Another beautiful design feature on this Continental is the push-button gear selector. No other vehicle brand has a selector quite like this, allowing you to simply press the button and go straight to that gear. What that does is it frees up tons of room here on the center console for you to put other things that matter more than an ugly gear selector. This feature is one of my favorites on Lincolns. It's called Auto Park. So when you pull up somewhere and you're ready to get out, you actually have the option of putting your car in park 3 different ways. You can either press the park button, or you can unbuckle your seatbelt and open the driver door and the car will automatically go into park, or you can simply pull up somewhere and stop, Press the ignition key and turn the car off, and it will automatically put itself back in park. Finally, the last feature that I want to show you is something that's kind of hard to see on camera, but I hope you guys are able to tell. It's the heads-up display. What this means is the Continental is actually able to project a bunch of vital information straight onto the windshield. That way, you can take note of your speed, the speed limit, the lane, where your directions are if you have navigation running. You can tell if you've got lane keep assist on. You can tell the outside temperature, your direction you're traveling. Tons of vital information for you while you're driving gets displayed right up on the windshield. That way, you never have to take your eyes off the road. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope it taught you a bunch of things you didn't know about the Continental and truly showed you that this car is something other luxury buyers have been sleeping on. If you want to see this Continental in person or you have any further questions, you can visit us at Jack Schmitt Lincoln at 1820 Vandalia Street in Collinsville, or visit us online at jackschmidtlincoln.net.